Morning students, this is the class for 9th standard science subject and chemistry. Our second lesson is matter around us. Okay, in last class we have seen the types of solution. In that we have seen the true solution, colloidal solution and suspension, and also we have learnt about the colloidal solution in briefly. Okay, in that we have seen the Tyndall effect and the Brownian movement. Okay, so to continue that lesson, now we are going to learn about the differences. Okay, so some differences between the types of solution. Okay, so the first one is the property of the solution, and the second one is the suspension, and third one is the colloidal solution, and solution last one refers to the true solution. Okay, so true solution, colloidal solution and suspension and their properties. Okay, so the first property is what means particle size. Okay, so in the true solution, colloidal solution, suspension, there are many types of particle present there. Okay, so the particle size in the case of suspension is greater than 100 nanometer. Okay, whereas in the case of a colloidal solution is between 1 to 100 nanometer. Okay, and in the case of a true solution, the particle size is highly less than 100 nanometer. Okay, and the second property is what means filtration separation. Okay, so the suspension is in the case of a suspension, the property of filtration separation is possible. Okay, whereas in the case of a colloidal solution, filtration separation is not impossible. Okay, in the case of a true solution, the filtration separation is impossible. Okay, so the third property is settling of particles. Okay, so settling of particles means particles எல்லாமே அந்த process முடிஞ்சோனே படியிறது சொல்வோல, in the case of a beaker like that. Okay, so the settling of particles in the case of a suspension settle on their own. Okay, அதோட அந்த தன்மையை பொறுத்து, எபிலிட்டியை பொறுத்து என்ன செய்யும் அப்படின்னா சேஞ்ச் ஆகும். Okay, whereas in the case of a colloidal solution, the settling is done with the help of the centrifugation. Okay, so centrifugation process is done in the case of washing machine. Okay, so the true solution, the settling of particles do not settle. Okay, so the next property is what means appearance. Okay, appearance in the case of a suspension is opaque. Okay, opaque means not transparent. Okay, so the light cannot be passed through the substance or material. Okay, so that is referred to a opaque. Okay, in Tamil we called it as ஒளி புகாத பொருள். Okay, அதுவரை என்ன பண்ண முடியாது, light pass ஆகி போக முடியாது. ஓகேவா, whereas in the case of a colloidal solution, this appearance property is translucent or semi transparent. Okay, so semi transparent means partially half of the amount of light should be traveled through the solution. Okay, and the last one, true solution, the appearance do not settle. Okay, then the Tyndall effect, this phenomena is shows in the case of a suspension and as well as the colloidal solution. Okay, so the true solution does not show the Tyndall effect property. Okay, so the diffusion of particles in the case of a suspension is do not diffuse. Okay, in the case of a colloidal solution it will be diffused slowly. Okay, whereas in the case of a true solution it will be diffused rapidly. Okay, then last one is what means a Brownian movement. Okay, so in the case of a suspension it may show the Brownian movement, and also the colloidal solution it will show the phenomena of Brownian movement. Okay, whereas in the case of a true solution it may or may not show the Brownian movement. Okay, then last one is nature. Okay, so nature of the solution, in the case of a suspension, the nature of the solution is a heterogeneous. That means it is made up of a different kinds of particles. Okay, whereas in the case of a colloidal solution it made up of a different types of solution, so it also refers to a heterogeneous mixture. And the last one is a true solution is a homogeneous solution because it made from a same kind of particles. Okay, then the next one is emulsions. Okay, emulsion means it's a special kind of colloid. Okay, emulsion means it's referred to a special kind of colloids, and emulsion is a colloid means it's a mixture. Okay, mixture of two or more immiscible liquids. Immiscible liquids means for example we have to consider a oil and water. Okay, so it refers to a immiscible liquids. where one liquid is dispersed in the case of a other liquid. One liquid is dispersed means பரவி இருக்குது. Okay, so for example we can take oil and water. Okay, one liquid is dispersed in other liquid. This means one type of liquid particles get scattered in other liquid. Okay, scattered means it refers to the reflection of light. Okay, it refers to the reflection of light, whereas in the case of one liquid is present in other liquid. Okay, that's why we take the example of oil and water. Okay, in other words, an emulsion is referred to as a special type of mixture which is made by combining two liquids that normally don't mix. Okay, for that we can take the example of oil and water. Okay, so the word emulsion is derived from the Latin word that meaning is to milk. Okay, so emulsion means it refers to milk. Okay, so milk is one example of an emulsion of fat and water. Okay, so milk is the example of emulsion which contains fat and water. Okay, so the process of turning a liquid mixture into an emulsion. Okay, so the process of which turning a liquid mixture is turning to a emulsion. Okay, so that process is known as a emulsification. Okay, what is that? Emulsification, which means the process of turning a liquid mixture into one emulsion. Okay, so where that which point at that time the liquid mixture is turning to emulsion. Okay, so that time this process is known as a emulsification. So the next one is examples of emulsion. Okay, like milk, butter, cream, egg yolk, paints, cough syrups, facial creams, pesticides are the some different types of examples of emulsion. Okay, so the next one is types of emulsion. The two liquids mixture can form different types of emulsions. For example, oil and water can form on oil in water emulsion. Oil in water example cream. Okay, where the oil droplets are dispersed in the case of water medium, or they can form a water in oil emulsion. Okay, so water in oil emulsion means we take the examples of butter. Okay, so with the water dispersed in oil. Okay, so in this case oil in water case the oil is dispersed in water medium, whereas water in oil case the water is dispersed in the case of oil medium. Okay, so the emulsions find wide applications. So wide means lots of applications in the case of your food processing, then pharmaceutical, that means it refers to the medicine. Okay, then metallurgy and many other important industries. Okay, so food processing we know. Okay, in medicine means it refers to the some cough syrups like that. Okay, in metallurgy means for example if we take the aluminum metal or iron metal means on earth crust it will be find with the help of the some dust particles. Okay, then dust particle means it refers to the sand. Okay, like that. So in the case of a metallurgy, by using the emulsion we can separate the pure metal from a metallurgy process. Okay, so this is the applications of emulsions. Okay, thank you students.